Good evening, everybody. Happy Friday, July 14th, 2023. We're still in the corn. Had a little bit of a delay earlier. A little bit of a snafu. Tukey broke it. I had to fix it. Farmer G, good evening. How are things going for you? I did not have an opportunity to get in here and advance things like I had hoped. So we're just going to have to do the best as we can with our time. Reef, welcome back. Since it's raining, we can't harvest anymore. It's fine because we've got other things to do. Hopefully the sun will come back tomorrow, Tukey. It went away. Studenborg, welcome. We had some rain here today. We had a big rainstorm come through work. I took out some contracts. Of course. Of course. Because, well, because they're going to pay us big money, big money, big money. Big money corn. That's nice. That's nice. Soybeans, corn. Sugar beets, not going to do that. So while it's raining, we'll do some contracts. We get back to harvest in the morning. I mean, if I can earn another 45,000 here in the next little bit. How is everybody's Friday been? Love to hear it. I was late. I didn't know if I was going to get this stream done. Because I fired the game up and my frames were abysmal. I was getting 30, 20 frames a second. Could not figure out what's going on. Restarted the game. Same thing. Restarted the PC. Same thing. I was like, I don't know what's going on. So I ended up just completely wiping and reinstalling the graphics drivers, and that seems to have fixed it because we're hot solid at 60. When I unlock it, I was getting anywhere between 120 and 140 before I started streaming. Now we're lucky if we get 100. That is fine. Totally fine with that. joys of being a PC player, because sometimes things don't work the way they should, even though you know they worked last time you used it. It was working fine last night for us. Working fine last night as I was recording the fact sheet video. Did y'all have a chance to check out the fact sheets today for the first three pieces of the horse aggravation pack that's coming on July 25th? An 8.9 meter mulcher. Apparently we get a 12 meter mulcher also. That is also included in the pack, according to the website. Yeah, I was looking. I wrote the script. I actually do scripts on the fact sheets, so that way I don't fumble through things. But I wrote the script at work, and I was like, pretty sure that would be the biggest mulcher that we'd have seen to date, you know, as far as space game stuff. And it is indeed, because the biggest mulcher we have now is 6 meters. So that would be very nice to see that coming. I didn't really think we have seen a lot of modded mulchers either, but I was not going to go and dig through the mod hub and see what type of mulchers were out there for that particular video. What did y'all think of my my intro? I tried to do a gritty voiced, like, movie trailer intro. And all I know is you may have just ended up laughing for the rest of the video and not really hearing it. Oh, no, Farmer G. No console for me. No console for me because I can't hold a controller. When I hold the controller, my hands go numb. Call it 30 years of working in the tech industry. I don't know what you want to call it, but no matter how I try to hold a controller, the act of holding the controller causes both hands to go numb within probably about 5 minutes. So what we're going to do is we're going to finish this contract. I'm going to sleep, and then we'll come back in the morning and see what's going on. Is that 24 meter mulcher based on a real implement, or is it a fantasy mod? How many of you all were checking out the classic harvester battle over on Facebook? That was, maybe it's still going on for all I know. Started at 7. Those are on Facebook. Classic case harvesters versus classic John Deere. Are they released now, or was it just kind of like hype in the release? Good evening, everybody. It is nighttime here on the game. It is raining. Trying to get a fertilized contract done before we turn in for the evening. We got a little bit ways to go there. But, yeah. The rain set in. And, we need to try to still get our corn in. We still got to get sunflowers in. But I think, thankfully, we could... Yeah, we got until the end of November. So we got 3 game days to get those fields in. So no big rush. Oh, I wouldn't mind some links over in the Discord. Maybe I can go check those out tomorrow. Assuming they don't require an account or anything. And then, I don't know. Maybe we'll dust off the new and noteworthy. Yeah, I don't know. There's so many. I mean, Itch is a nice place for these releases to be. But there's just so many of them. I don't know how anyone can really keep track of what the heck's going on. All right, that one's done. Let's head on in here and get some sleep. And then we can bring the sun, Tukey. Right? We got sunshine coming up in the forecast. Somebody turn on the house lights. Make me turn on my flashlight. Alright, I'll try to remember. Check those out. No. We don't need another one. Although... No, I can't goose the horsepower on that. But I am sorry, I am leasing this thing. 260 HPs. 247 HPs. Ooh, I don't know. Can I get by with the slightly less HPs? It would completely annihilate my bank account. But it also means I wouldn't be draining my bank account every hour of running with leasing fees. So there is that too. Let me know in chat, should I get the Duke Series 7? It's on sale. I know what Tukey would do. WWTD. Tukey's not seen a sale that he hasn't been inclined to buy off of. So I'll make the whole collection. Is that what you're saying? The whole bang collection. For that, this video is brought to you by Toten Farmer and Donald Smart. Thank you for being farm barons. So what did y'all think of those 3 implements in the horse pack that we had fact sheets on today? We had the Pronto DC Cedar. We had the Joker 8RT Disc Harrow. And then an 8.9 meter mulcher. I know, I'm looking forward to a bigger mulcher. There's a 12 plus meter mulcher in that pack as well. I don't know if we're going to see that as a fact sheet next week or not. But I was looking earlier at the breakout of the equipment, and there is a 12 meter mulcher in there as well. I would say no, probably Genetic J. I don't have VR anyway. Dwayne, what is up? What is up? We are working for a living, making our way because we're going to try to buy this Series 7 and turn in our other, our Fent, our old Fent that we've been using since day one. We leased that, and we've been you know, getting sapped with leasing fees since day one. That would end our leasing problem. Rabbit Rob, what's up? What is up? Oh, and Tuki, I think I'd have to race in VR. I don't know how well that would look on the stream. Oh, Grenade Racer, that sounds exciting then. Not the best brakes equals fun. But we're just 2 for 1 in on this, on these 2 fields. That's going to get us 30 G's. And then, gee, we could, corn, sunflowers, corn. I mean, we could do corn, sunflowers. Yeah, we could take on some contracts, and I could just do them off the camera to get some even additional more corn in the stockpiles, more sunflowers in the stockpiles. Because remember, we need corn and sunflowers for our pig food production. We don't have a whole lot of pigs right now. We only have 24 pigs. The plan is to let those procreate and reproduce. And then, well, you know, pigs will do what pigs do. And they will go, well, they'll go like rabbits. And then we'll have some money ready. Artemis, welcome back. Chill's going well. We almost didn't have a stream tonight, though. We almost didn't have a stream. I fired the game up like 20 after 7. Frames were abysmal. They were like 20s and 30s. I was like, why on earth are we getting such bad frames? Nothing else was running. Restarted the game. Nope. Restarted the PC. Nope. So I thought, all right, let's do this. Let's take the scorched earth approach. And I did a clean install of the drivers. And the clean install of the drivers, well, we're back. We're back and working. 60 frames. Nice and smooth as butter. In fact, if we unlock them, we're going to get better frames depending on where we are and everything. I was getting 120, 140 without the stream running. So, yeah. Saved the day, but I only had like, oh my gosh, it was like 8:35 by the time I got everything all set up. I wanted to have the corn harvest done. I wanted to have the contracts. I wanted to be doing these contracts, and then we could just jump straight to the sunflowers. But things did not work out, so we still have our corn to do. We still have our sunflowers to do. And soon we're gonna be turning this in. 260 HPs. What do I own that takes a lot of HPs? How much does this take? 250. Oh, that's right there on the money. That takes 300. Well, we don't have 300, and we're doing okay with it. That takes 180. That takes 120. That takes 130. So 247 versus the 300. Well, 260. Pigs will go hog wild. You know what pigs are good for? Pigs are great bacon makers. Oh, Grenade Racer, 5 minutes is fast. 5 minutes is fast. If these things had realistic unload speeds, I think you'd probably bang your head against the wall. I mean, imagine unloading a truck of grain and it taking 25, 30 minutes. Uh-oh. Are we gonna hit again? Are we gonna hit? No, just by skin of it. Just by the skin of it. That's okay. We had an interesting comment today on the pumps and hoses video. Way back a year ago, pumps and hoses came out. Right, I did a 3-part, 4-part video on all the aspects of pumps and hoses, and I had a comment today. The person was asking about the water pump. Remember the water pump? Pumps and hoses. Where is it at? This water pump. This water pump here. Right, remember this water pump? All you gotta do is put it beside the what the heck is this? I've not looked at this pack since they updated some stuff. That is new. Yeah, you gotta sit it beside one of these things, and then it just magically pumps water. Well, they were like, well, you know, why does it not require hookup to a hose or a water source? Oh my gosh, it's raining. Now we're not going to be able to harvest. And I was like, no, you don't have to hook up the water. It just, you know, just works. And I think they were a big Realism fan. Just trying to explain to them my concept of gamification. You know, where, well, some things have been simplified just for the fact that it makes the gameplay a bit more approachable for the common player. It's not like when we go and hook up our implements, we have to attach each individual hydraulic hose, and heaven forbid we hook them up backwards. So just like USB drives, you got to insert them 3 different ways before they finally work. You don't have to hook up the PTO. You don't have to crank the jack up. You don't have to insert the pin on the hitch, right? When you disconnect it, you don't have to do it all in reverse. You just hit a connect. When you want to unfold an implement, you don't have to go out and remove any guards or anything in place that might prevent the implement from accidentally unfolding during transport or falling to the ground when you disconnect the hydraulics, right? You don't have to go and find those guards and remove them and put them in their working position. You just hit a button and you unfold it. You hit a button and you fold it. So it's along those same lines. So yeah, he was like, well, it would not take too long to fix that. Well, all right, go ahead, then go right ahead. Go right ahead. Manual attach still simplifies it a bit. And that's where cattle crops was, you know, making their big push. Was that they were going to be, you know, the next level of realism, where you'd have to attach everything. You would have to hit the buttons on the back of the tractor to, you know, the buttons we have back here. I don't know, maybe this tractor doesn't have any. Yeah, this one doesn't have any. Oh, there they are. They're right beside the light. Turn the light off. They're right beside the light. They would adjust the 3-point up and down and everything. Right? You don't have to adjust the 3-point in order to get it all connected and lowered and stuff. that was a function that Cat on Crops was really pitching back in the day. $72.61. And not too much more going on. And then actually after these two contracts are done, I'm gonna need to restart the game. I've lost mouse. I've lost the mouse where it mouse locking. So if I move my mouse too far to the left or right, it's going to my other screen. So I can't really play like that because I can't look around. But we'll make do until the contract's over. I don't want to run the risk of having that tractor vanish. They go in, but they don't. Do you have the forks that you can disable the collision on? Could it be that the collision on the forks are disabled? But it's not like you can't stab the bale. It's just when you go to lift the bale, the forks come right out the top. I had an issue where I couldn't stab the bales. I was trying to use a shop provided bale fork. And it was only after I bought my own bale fork that I stab them. I'm also hoping I have enough fertilizer now to get these contracts done. Egads, I hope I got enough. I don't know, genetic, but that sounds frustrating. I probably have another 3 passes on these 2 fields. Might be able to sell some milk too. Let's see here. Farmer Trio, welcome. Welcome. 11,000 liters of milk. slurry galore. We got 160,000 lead trees of slurry. Do something with that. Our production, we need to... Not good. We're still good on our pig food. Pumping out pig the food. That is full. We'll turn that off. Corn dryer is full done. Turn that off. We barely used any propane. Man, talk about this. We used next to no propane for that production. Well, you're a trio of trios, then. Dwayne, wake up. Can't be sleeping on a job. I would not be using mud mod. That's for sure. Tell you what, the couple Wills maps back in FS17 where he added dynamic mud to. Those were brutal. I went and turned all mud off because they were just so brutal. Sean, good evening. Good evening. 97%, 91%. Oh, come on, give it to me. Give it to me without having to do any more passes. That'll be awesome if I can get that done. And that one's done. Nice. Alright, so we will collect that money. We're gonna go here and collect our... Oh man, we don't have money. I don't have enough yet. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Dang it. Alright. We're gonna have to forego something. I will have to forego the crop sensor. $127, $142. And we'll turn you in. All right. Let's make this rain end. Let me get on with things. Before we do that, let's commit on borrow, accept, and accept. Oh no! We had traffic. Traffic hit us. There we go. Alright, so now we lock those in. They can't go away. Island base turn. Island base turn. Did I do a video on that? Oh, now we got more rain coming? Are you serious? Surprised maybe Castle Nud? That tickle your fancy, or Court Farms? Tickle your fancy? Or like I said, I got to quit out because my mouse lost focus. I'll be right back. You figured out Will's issue on traffic. Well, that'd be great. You can tell him when he gets back in country. Well, that's good to hear, Sean. Good to hear. Glad you like it. I like it too. No, games did not crash. I quit on purpose because my mouse lost focus. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's been a while. That's been a while. I think there was a couple updates to fix the electric. It uses that production and enhancement mod, extended production or something. Yeah, and I would say, be careful. I've heard of some production revamp conflicts. Here's our new dudes. Let's drive her home. Are new to us, dudes. No, we're not doing the mud mod. I'm not adding it in. I'm not looking for struggle. I'm looking for chill. Charlie, thank you for becoming a farm hand, sir. Everybody, let's give Charlie a big old round of applause for becoming a member of the channel and farmhand. Where did I put the trailers? Oh, I put them up here. We got, we did finish herbiciding those fields last night. FS Landscaping, welcome back. How you doing, sir? All right, we got that going on. We got those we're gonna do later. I'm gonna try to do that one if it's still around later. We gotta get our money back up. We'll have to stock these up before the end of the day. They seem to run through. The production seems to run through once a month. I know, right? Here in the US, we have not the best timing for the European viewers, unless you're a late night watcher. We do get a fair bit of Australian and New Zealand folks. And, of course, other North American-based folks. Sometimes folks from South America. Let's get this thing pumping. I do want to check the price though for our dried corn. $3.89. That's pretty abysmal. Pretty abysmal. We're gonna hold on to that dried corn. I remember making so much money on Emerald Coast back in 19. Pretty much didn't have anything to spend it on. I had all the equipment I needed. I owned all the land. Had a ton of animals. I just started buying plots in town and putting productions down. go. Let's take her snout right down the middle. Keep her in the middle. Then we know we're going straight. Oh, that ought to be popular. Will admit though, I have not seen a minute of any of those, of any of its videos. I haven't watched TV in years. That pipe. Oh, what? How am I missing a whole row? How am I missing a whole row? It's some high yield corn. High yield. Oh, well, I mean, that's his shtick, right? I guess he's doing his Top Gear persona. But this time, running a farm, I guess. All right, we'll let that go. Let's get started on this. Yeah, my wife works. The extended bale capacity. I think bales exploding off of bale trailers is a known issue with one of the recent updates. I was seeing it on Hoff-Bergman. We saw it here as well. I don't know what they did. I don't know if they fixed it. The trailers I was seeing it on were the Anderson trailers. And I haven't done a whole lot of bale hauling with Anderson trailers as of late. Trust me, you all get far more time to play than I do. That's where I saw it with rounds on Hoff-Bergman. Specifically, I was trying to... What is wrong with you? Specifically, I was trying to... was unload them there at the pig shed and put them up in the crane up top. Maybe this thing might be on a slope. That's why it's skipping a row. It's on a Hoff-Bergman. If I try to unload them there, it would just... They'd start to unload, start to load, and then just boom, they'd be all over the place. The forks have auto load. Oh, that's like when you auto load forks, it probably turns the who knows what it does with those. Gotta get this thing done quick. And I was planning on being able to do this afternoon, but I had to run into the office this afternoon, do a job real fast. That ended up taking about 2 hours longer than I was expecting. A thunderstorm rolled through, so then it was just hot and muggy. I had to go a long way home because the primary route down the interstate was backed up. Secondary route along the interstate was backed up. So I had to take a route that pretty much just locals know. This took about another 20 minutes. What makes sins? Welcome. Welcome. We're in an interesting weather pattern where we didn't have real good rain. We didn't have rain probably for 2 months. Just maybe real spotty stuff. A light shower here or there, just enough to make the ground moist. But nothing really to soak it. And then we had a pretty big set of rain come through. Rain for about 2 days. Pretty much mostly off and on. Mostly on. And then since then, it's like pretty much every week we have rain, probably every 4 out of 5 days. I've heard before that that rain brings rain. If you get in the right weather pattern, the moisture of the ground basically invites more rain to come, more rain to fall, more rain to form. Genetic, I would think crop destruction would cause that. Like possibly when the when you were harvesting it, or maybe post-harvesting it, like you drove over it some. I don't know. I haven't touched sugarcane since I did the how do you harvest sugarcane video. It's one of those been there, done that, don't want to ever do it again crops. Sugarcane, I don't think you do. It's a regrow crop. Yeah, they get like root rot, right? Bomda, they get root rot. Or something like that. Alright, Desert Ox, catch you later. Thanks for dropping by. Oh, okay. Due to slope. I was like, what? Due to slop? What do you mean? What's that? I mean, it's Emerald Coast, so most of the map is flat. Or basically barely sloped at all. Peter, what's up? There we go. Okay. Yeah, the northern part is the hilliest part. How many harvests have you taken off that field? Oh. I don't know. Are you using a trailed harvester? The self-propelled harvester? I still kind of feel it's crop destruction. Like, I had a horrible time with that self-propelled harvester when I did that video. That's not useful. That sounds like a great idea to me. Sugar beets, in my opinion, is far easier than sugarcane. Especially in a single player, right? Because the only way to harvest sugarcane is basically through a forage harvest. Delana, welcome. Are you seeing just a ton of Court Farm videos? If so, I'm not really surprised. it is, I guess, unanimously the hot map to be on. Again, like I said, it's the hot map to be on. Oh. I thought I was in the tractor. It looks great. I mean, it's got awesome distant scenery. The views around the map are absolutely outstanding. But for me, it's the same. For me, it's the same reason why I didn't start a Castle Nud. Didn't do anything on Castle Nud after I did the video on that last weekend. It's just we've started this. I don't want to jump on this until I get further down the road of progress. I just don't have the bandwidth to do more than one streaming map. And in the end, it's more maps than there is time to play on them. We didn't touch Emerald Coast after it came out because it just wasn't. I just don't have the capacity. Yeah, somebody had left a comment about trying to get out of the. And I think it was a little biased comment, but it was like try to get out of the farmyard with the header attached on the starting harvester. Okay. Yeah. Well, I would say. That's going to be typical of any UK Irish map. Trying to get out of the farmyard with the header attached is probably not going to be overly easy. That's why they have a header trailer. You're to trailer the header to get to the field. Then you take the header off the trailer and put it on the harvester. That's how it works. I mean, if you had a little harvester header like this, then you might be able to get by with it. But good luck driving down the road with any traffic on. Right? That's not going to work. So, I mean, it's a map that does not encourage large equipment. It's a map that really needs to have someone willing to put in the hours with smaller machinery on some of the bigger fields. You're just going to have to take longer. Bomb to know, this is not. This is Carpathian Countryside by Mr. Hector Port Farms Country Park. is Auction Dave's new map. It released on Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday, because I was at work. It was remote work. Wednesday. That was the day we had our racing practice. Well, you need double gates on Clarkson Farm because I'm sure Clarkson himself is not the most delicate of drivers. If there's anybody to go by my mantra of full throttle farming, there you go. That's the guy. And I think it was the same guy was upset that you can only have, what was it, 25 cows, 50 cows in the starting farm cow pasture. Well, it's a realistic amount, okay? The folding header was pretty cool. We don't have a folding header in 22. Well, now, welcome. Alright, FS Landscaping, thank you for dropping by. Catch you on another day. I don't know, maybe we'll live stream tomorrow afternoon. I don't know. Let's see. Depends on what's going on. I'm gonna get a haircut tomorrow. Gotta take the kid to get a haircut tomorrow. That'll eat into the morning. I need to mow the grass tomorrow. It dries out. Because Sunday we're going to be racing. So we might not have a chance to do the old stream tomorrow. I try to get a mode on the weekend. Because, are you joking? I try to get a mode on the weekend because, you know, during the week I'm busy working and stuff. Try to keep them on a kind of a weekend schedule. Schultz is here. Welcome. A telescopic header. Like it didn't fold, it extended, like grew. I just Schultz was over on ACC trying to become more consistent and not crashing. Oh, what did you get? 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 Is it wall mounted? You should go make it put some sappy woman's movie on it. I almost done his corn finally. There's one of those flex headers in 22. I think it was all the rage about a year ago. Those are Bumblebee headers. Those were like insane expensive though. Yeah, I like those monitors that have the full tilt, rotate, all the degrees of motion, left, right, up, down, forward, back, and rotate. Well, I mean, Mom, you gotta start somewhere, and it starts with opening the box. My dad would have a bad problem. I thought it was a bad problem. He would order stuff. They would come in, and he'd leave it in the box. For who knows how long. And his thought process was, well, I know what it is. I didn't really care if you knew what it was. Why are you leaving it in a box? Like, clearly you wanted it, so you bought it. I think you just leave it in a box. So, to my point, we had a guy at work one day, many years ago. He bought a case of battery backups. Let's say it was like 10 battery backups for office type systems. And well, he knew what they were, so he left them in the box for like 3 months. And then finally got around to opening the box up to go use them. And he goes and discovers that he bought the UK plug version off of Amazon. The UK plug is not the same as the North American plug. They're very different. And therefore they're thus not compatible. He was stuck with those because he couldn't send them back because they were past the, guess what, 90-day return window. Hint, people, open your stuff up. Look at it, make sure it's okay. Make sure it's not damaged. Make sure it's exactly what you ordered. And then if you just want to put it back in the box for 6 months, that's fine. That's fine. Well, here we're like 2 weeks away from a UPS strike here in the States. Maybe globally, for all I know. If you're going to be ordering something, you best get it ordered now. Or it might not be getting delivered to you for quite a long time. So yeah, bummed. I hope the screen's not busted or anything. That's what I was here today. I went and picked up some packages at work, and they were telling me DHL does not deliver to us. DHL only shows up for like international shipments. So let me tell you a story about DHL. Now this goes back many, many years. Technically, it goes back a couple decades. So, back in the day, Dell would ship warranty parts next day air, next day by noon through DHL. And where we are, DHL would say we were in a brown zone. A brown zone meant that they would deliver to us every other day. Regardless of how it was paid to be shipped to you, you would get it, at best, every other day. So 1 week it was Tuesday, Thursday. The next week it was Monday, Wednesday, Friday. The next week it was Tuesday, Thursday. So it was like a rotating every other day schedule. Well, the ironic thing is, the place I work is at most 5 minutes off the interstate. The DHL trucks drive past the exit in order to provide same or next day service every day to the town that is like 15 minutes north. So they're driving past us every day and choosing only to get off the exit every other day. And then eventually DHL is no longer doing domestic deliveries. The only thing we get now is they do the international deliveries. So if something comes from overseas, DHL might be the final drop-off provider. But yeah, we have FedEx, Postal Service, and don't forget Amazon. Amazon delivery drivers. Six weeks. Yeah, back in the day, I was also heavily into aquariums. And shipping fish is a thing. And we would have tropical saltwater fish shipped. Right? That's pretty time sensitive. Pretty temperature sensitive. Usually paid an absolute fortune to have stuff like that shipped. And it was almost always shipped next day by noon. That's the cheap shipping, or next day by like, 9 a.m. They would ship in styrofoam boxes. And depending on the time of year, there may be heat packs in the styrofoam boxes. So the water didn't get overly cold. All right, finally I teased harvesting sunflowers. We're finally going to do it. I thought I was going to be able to get a little bit further along. Than I've been able to. But the Amazon drivers at work, they have developed this nasty habit of just delivering packages like on the front door, the main door of just any random campus building. It's like, yeah, let's put a little effort into actually putting it in the delivering it to the destination as addressed. Right? Delivery of your package is not like horseshoes. If you're close, it's good enough. Yeah, they would just drop it off at a random building. Oh, maybe it's a US thing then. Well, from what I understand, it's not just drivers. It's like the dock workers, the loaders, the pilots, pretty much everyone involved in the transportation of packages. Oh, welcome. Let's check the stores for. Oh no, we're not getting. No, that's a terrible deal. Well, my understanding is they're also paid by package. So if you don't bust your tail, then you're not going to make a good wage. And apparently there's the drivers don't load their own trucks, which really seems weird. So then the drivers can be screwed over by the loading people by loading the trucks in an inefficient manner. Right? We had a guy deliver us 27-inch monitors, or 21 27-inch monitors from Dell. They decided to ship them individually as opposed to, on a pallet. And the guy, whoever loaded the truck, like, they were all over the place. A good working tractor is dirty. You go and clean it too much. You might run into problems. Yeah, they do GoldenEye. Well, I mean, they don't charge me for shipping. It's sometimes funny what they decide to ship. They ended up shipping the 21 PCs associated with that order on a pallet, but not the 21 monitors. just made it. When have you seen me run out of fuel? When has that been? Can't think of any time I've run out of fuel recently. Thank you. Thank you very much. No, grenade ray. So that would go against every fiber of my being. Indeed, that's a perfect time for it to get washed. When it gets wet. Let's go open up another pass around the field. Then we'll be able to turn around easier. This should be an instant 30 key. Then the kids can come around at night and toss muddy water on everything. It also has instant fix and a feature that no John Deere owner needs. Instant brake. nothing to come back on that. Oh, I don't know about the point and click simulator. That's what I think car sim is, or car mechanic sim ends up being. I mean, at that point, imagine having to actually grease equipment. Find all 200 grease points on this harvester before you can take it out. Was that the old farm countryside? It was one that had nuts. And it was on the Giants Mod Hub. Yeah, right. So if you've got that one, well, you better get a case of grease out. Today's grease day. Yeah, imagine if you had to walk around and then do like IC controls and put your little reticle on the grease point, and then hit a button on the controller or keyboard to pump grease in it, and then move on to the next one. And then hopefully the next day you can take your seeder out to seed. Right, but then after so many harvests, you gotta do that all over again. Alright, where are we taking this thing? To the transport company. Oh, so it's like an oven that requires you to already know how to use their oven. It's probably because the people who would write the directions don't know how to use it either. So there was there was a mod early on in 1922 that tried to add the greasing system, like an auto greaser, if that's a thing. I'm sure it's a thing. But it required, right? It required you to have a mod prepared for the greasing system. And I don't think it really super took off. Like, I think there was like a sample mod that was a baler or something that had the greasing system in it, and you could buy a 55-gallon drum of grease or something to go along with it. But my understanding is the mod needs to be prepared for it. So are you going to go around and add the greasing system to all of your stuff? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I covered it. Like a long time ago. I would like to see balers have consumables. And there is the Twine add-on, I think, that adds it to the base game balers. I don't know if it ends up adding it to the DLC balers too, because it becomes a requirement of the specialty or something, maybe. Well, this thing unloads quick. No, there's another one then. There's another one. I covered it a long time ago. It would have been early to mid 22. Maybe that's had updates, and the most recent update is January 30th. You'd have to go back and check out my new and noteworthy playlist to see when it would initially dropped. Not a problem soon. Thank you for coming by. Yeah, that's the last updated date. Genetic, I haven't told you to like, subscribe, and comment yet. Figured you want to do that on your own. Yeah, I mean, shameless, right? Shameless self-promotion. Oh, we're full. Alright. Let's go empty these. The grease requires a XML edit. That's probably to like position the grease jar or whatever, the greasing system container. About the only thing I can really remember from it, and I don't know, maybe it was my fault because I wasn't doing it right, but I felt, thinking back, that it was a neat concept that maybe was a little bit lacking in initial execution. But that was way back when it first released. I have not looked at it since. And it might be a much better refined product now. It may be that I am just completely inept at making any sort of vehicle edits and was doing it all wrong. I like to think that I can follow directions fairly well. But when it comes to like nodes and things like that, it's like, no clue. Way to just get stuck at a tree. Way to get stuck at a tree, dude. Well, I mean, if you turn your fuel usage to high, then you may use it all up. Mr. Simulation, what is up? Blue whale, is that the current term for those urinal pucks, those little blue urinal pucks? Is that what they're called now, the blue whale? Because I can imagine you could chuck a urinal puck pretty good. I mean, personally, I would really not want to be handling a disinfectant cake. But to each their own, right? Maybe that's what you're into. Well, I tell you what, a lot of the helper is eating away my profits. $6,800. Where are we at? Oh. It's we can make lots of money. Oh. Fuel usage. Normal. What? Who did that? Did the hired helper cost a lot more then? I don't know. I don't remember these things. It's so long ago. Oh, I just remembered. Our production is stopped, isn't it? Yeah, our pig food pumping out is stopped. That's okay though, we can't fill it up because our trailer's up here on the hill. Where's our animals? Our animals good. We're gonna reproduce our cows soon. They're doing good with that. Could sell a load of milk. Our pigs are gonna reproduce soon. We're doing good with the food. Our dried corn. Where's our price on current dried corn? $4.26. So we need to wait till January. January will be the best time to do our dried corn. And hopefully we'll get better deals so we can upgrade stuff when we get more money. But you know what, people? That is it. That is it, people. Folks, I want to thank you for coming out and watching. If you haven't seen my my video on the Fact Sheet Friday drop, I encourage you to go check that out. Shameless plugs and all. I did something new with the start of that video. I'd love to hear what you all think of my movie theater voice. Because it's not just Friday. It's Fact Sheet Friday. Thought I'd have a little fun with that one. Maybe I'll do a whole video in a movie theater, movie trailer voice. Keep an eye on the channel. I don't know if we're going to do an afternoon live stream, but we will be back hopefully tomorrow night. Doing some more Carpathian. Who knows what we might be into. Trying to earn some money. That's all I know. Well, thank you for it being the shortest. Wasn't my goal, but there really wasn't a whole lot to talk about with those. So next time, happy farming.